Greetings, Star Wars toy fans. This is Jim, and thanks again for taking the time to stop by my channel. Well, the focus of today's video happens to be a comparison between the 1979 Kenner remote control Sandcrawler, exclusively offered by JCPenney, and the 2018 Disney Sandcrawler. That was exclusive through Disney Parks, as I understand it. But you can also order it online. Now, Hasbro has re-released this several times, and but it doesn't have the electronics. And if you follow my channel at all, then you know that I've recently acquired this remote control Sandcrawler, and I just did a video on it. And so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of close-up detail. Really, all this is just a comparison of the two and the features about them. So at first glance, the Disney one is noticeably larger. So let's take the measuring tape and let's just discover how much bigger it is to scale. So the Kenner one measures a little bit over 8 inches, maybe 8 1/8, and this one's about 9 3/4. Now let's check out the length. So going to the top of this one, it measures just a little bit over 16 inches, maybe 16 1/2. And with the Disney one, it measures about 20. Now, of course, as I mentioned in the video just on this, there's an immense amount of detail on the plastic here. And it does come with a remote control. And just the basic play features, you have a ladder, the front door opens up to an interior, and with the inside has some pegs and a little bit of play area. And then the stairs go directly up to the cabin. And we'll open that up right here. And there you can see the inside of the cabin where they drive has some stickers there and 4 pegs for Jawas to be able to navigate. And then here we have the battery compartment, and that just slides open. You have 9-volt and 2 D cells. At the back side, we happen to have the elevator. So the elevator pulls down like so. You can stick your droid in. There isn't a peg there to hold them in. In fact, the elevator can come completely out if you wish. And then you can just shove that in like so. It just wedges up there. Underneath, we happen to have the on and off switch. There you can see the wheels turning. And this is how it changes direction when you go into reverse. Now, looking at the Disney one, it's molded in a lighter brown plastic. It's got all this neat airbrushing on it of dark brown and medium reddish brown. And then, for whatever reason, they put this white paint splatter on that just ultimately destroys what could have been an awesome vehicle. It's supposed to be sand, I guess, but sand doesn't look like that. I mean, it looks like some little, well, an elephant just took a paintbrush and went on it. Just horrible. I hate it. And there's a part of me that has thought about re-airbrushing this because I've already done quite a bit of modifications to it, which I'll show you in here in a moment. Now, the neat thing about this thing is the electronics, okay? And but before I get into that, let's talk about the exclusive figures that came with it. So we have here the Jawa and the Gonk droid. So the Jawa is a real disappointing figure. The cape is totally molded in plastic. He has 2 legs, but they're not movable, obviously. The head does not move whatsoever. The arms move at the shoulders, like what you see here, and the wrists rotate, and that's all you got. The gun does fit in the holster, but that's it. The Gonk droid is kind of a cool addition. So the legs move freely, both fore and aft. The top pops off to reveal the motor. You can see all the cooling fins there. And then he's got a little hole there. Well, the purpose of that hole is so that way he can be carried into the front of the Sandcrawler. So unlike the Kenner one, the front door completely opens here. And we can slide out that bar. Can't come up with the right term right now. And then it has a little piece of plastic that hooks into that hole. And then you can slide your Gonk droid inside and bring him fully inside the ship. Okay, so that's kind of a neat feature, I think. And then to close the door, All you have to do is just push it open here, pull it open with these two side tabs. Really neat. Now looking at the underside of the ship, there's where 3 AA batteries go in. And then we have a test button, an on, and then off. So looking closely, there's on. And this is the neatest thing about the whole thing, about the whole ship, are the electronics with it. It might not be remote control, but hey, look, it makes noise. So I can move it, and it makes noise as I'm pushing it. Just ingenious. Okay. Now, on the back side, you have 4 buttons. And this happens to be a light button, and then there's various sounds associated with each one here. Of course, every time I move it, it's going to make noise. So let's check out first the light button, okay? So if you look inside the cab, you'll notice that there's lights there. I press it again, those lights come up and go off, and then you'll see there's lights down below. And then I can have a combination of both. Now when my son and I were playing with this thing, it was really dark inside, as you can see. And so I decided to, it's just kind of one of the things you got here. I decided to add some lights on the inside. And so I added some LEDs right there to help illuminate it on the inside. So we'll go ahead and turn the lights off. You can see it does get quite a bit of light by itself. So here you can see the inside of that. And it illuminates pretty well. Now we'll look at the front. See the glowing there, and there's inside the cab. So those 2 lights really illuminate on the inside. Now one neat feature about this happens to be the furnace. It has a little push button there just to the right of where the furnace is. So now let's check out the sounds. So these are the Jawa sounds right here with this button. Anyone translate? All right, here's the next one. These are the Sandcrawler sounds. And then the droid sounds. Now, probably the best feature about all of this happens to be the elevator. So these 2 buttons control it electronically. And because you can go see all the way through that, I ended up putting a peg on that elevator. You can see where the gears are, and then you just press that to go up, and R2 rides back up the elevator. Well, this brings our video to a close. I hope you all found it rather informative and enjoyable. And for me, these 2 Sandcrawlers are great. Each one of them has unique features all their own, and both of them are great for kids to play with. Incidentally, I failed to mention that the lights that you see there are on a timer. I think it's like 3 minutes, so they eventually will shut off. Well, without further ado, thanks again. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you're new to it. Please give it a thumbs up, as it does help the algorithm, and we'll see you guys all on a future video. Bye.